Well, it's quite unfortunate what is happening in this country, in the most developing country. Election was done on the 25th of February. Results were announced 2-3 days after, and the winner was declared. That from then till today, the president cannot constitute his cabinet. Even before you start picking the office, you know the people you are going to work with. If you don't win, you tell them, oh, I'm sorry, we couldn't get through. But you have to set your agenda. All what is happening is that we are not ready. Yet we say that we hit the ground running. The cliche is meaningless to a lot of Nigerians. Because for a country that is under these austere times and is passing through a lot of difficulties, I expected that, in fact, from the swearing-in arena, the Eagle Square, the president, or as the Constitution said, he has to send the list to the National Assembly. And the National Assembly was inaugurated on around the 10th of June. By then, the list should have been ready. Before then, from February to 10th of June, you don't have a list. Now we are in July. We don't have a list. So how can the country move forward? How can we have solve all the challenges that are facing us? It means that the government wasn't ready. The man wasn't ready. Though he said it is his turn, he had been looking for this opportunity. The opportunity has come, and you prepared for it. And it shows ineptitude, inadequacy in preparation. That is my view. That is the way I see it. Because I believe that President Tinubu should have, even on this day of the inauguration of the National Assembly, wrote the list of ministers. Right? Like, if people don't like it, those names, then you can tinker. Because as ministers, you don't have a tenure. A minister does not have a tenure. It's at the discretion of the appointee, the president. So if somebody is not performing, you can't say because the last one stayed 8 years, all of them, and look at where they are taking the country to. Then for that, you just keep them. No. You can fire and then bring in people that you think you would. Because right now, do you know what is happening? Because the list wasn't early in time. So what they did was they have started tinkering. Pressures are mounting. Exactly. Interest groups are coming. Everybody wants to be there. And you, in that atmosphere of chaos, atmosphere of pressure, the best will not emerge. Well, we can plead for more time. And as a human being, it's not infallible. It's only God that is infallible. So there could be mistakes. The labor can give him more time. But the question still is, how much time does the president need for the palliatives to roll out? Because before we even announced the removal of subsidy, there should have been a plan. It's part of, I don't know, with this type of things that are happening to us in this part of the world, it makes us sick. It makes us a laughing stock. You didn't plan, you just want a banal headline, oh, subsidy is gone, and that is it. 2 months after, going to 3 months, and if not even that, look at when they met with Labour. Labour is saying that since they met the last time, about, is it 3 weeks or 4 weeks ago, that they were not called again, which means that the government didn't see the issue as being serious. They were just buying time. For such an issue, you have met with Labour. Labour they initially called for the strike, and people appealed, the government appealed, and they went back. So since then, you didn't call them again to meet. Now that they say that they are going on strike on Monday, which is the second, you are now coming out to say that you need more time. which means that we need to get serious in this country. Talking of using the industrial court.
Exactly.
It's quite unfortunate that we are not serious. It doesn't show seriousness on our part as a people. How could we be going to court to obtain court order to stop people who are demanding for their rights? Every time we use court order, anytime somebody wants to say, please, this is what I am due, you bring out court order. We are always manufacturing court order, and the judges themselves are always giving the order. It shows on seriousness. That is the way I see it, because for sure, the judges themselves should ask, don't they go to the market and see what is happening? Don't they, if they don't go to the market, don't they have people that go to the market? Don't their children enter taxis and buses? And I've seen the sudden rise in transport fare and everything that is happening in this country. We must roll down our sleeves and roll up our sleeves and be ready to work. If we are not ready, we are not ready. This shows that we are not ready, in spite of all the shout, all the things that everybody is talking. Oh, we are doing well. How can you do that? You go to other clients and you do this. By now, the country will be shut down, because now, if anybody goes, they will begin to bring ethnic, religious, and all those cultural sentiments to appeal to, saying that, no, we are not doing well, we are not doing well. And we must stand up and speak the truth to power. By saying that, I am rather very sad about what is happening. In those days, when we used to travel, we want to go to, those of us from the southern part of Nigeria, we want to go up north. Lokoja used to be a citadel, a place where we love to just transit. Because being the confluence town, that, they call it Kogi, the confluence state, being the confluence town, we can see, and given the history of the city, in the place where Nigeria started as a country, with Lord Lugard, everybody looked up to Lokoja. Lokoja was, I don't know whether it was because I was young then, Lokoja used to be very attractive, very beautiful, a place that you would love. The eateries along, the buses, the roads were good. But today, Lokoja, if you go to Lokoja, it is the opposite of itself. I'm sorry to say it. And it's not only Lokoja, this is the story of Nigeria. What is, when anybody that has gone out, or a visitor say that he wants to, any historian that wants to look at Nigeria, you look at Nigeria from Lokoja. So when you get to Lokoja and you see what Lokoja is today, you will know that that is the true story of Nigeria. Whether we like it or not, I'm a Nigerian. I'm proud to be a Nigerian. But with what is happening in Kogi, I am not happy. Why is Kogi always in the news for the wrong reason? Kogi should be the cradle, the foundation of the security, unity, and everything good about a country. But today, every time you are hearing of people being killed, houses being burnt, thuggery, insecurity, why must it be Kogi? And unfortunately, the man on the saddle, the governor, is the youngest of all the governors. Yeah. So when people talk, oh, give the youths a chance, you can see what we are having. Because the moment power is given, they get drunk. I'm not saying the elders are any better. No. It is something that has sunk into our marrow. And God will have to help us to change the narrative. Because what is happening in Kogi, the Kogi election. Look at what happened in 2019. The woman leader of the PDP, the state woman leader, was just finished. Nobody, up till today, nothing has come out of that thing. And the governor came on air to say, we'll do ta-ta-ta-ta. What are you talking? The chief executive saying that you are encouraging the boys to go and start doing everything. No. My sister is quite unfortunate. This country needs to be revived. So going back to the issue of politics in Kogi, when you look at from my little understanding of the political scenario there, you see that Kogi used to be, Audu was the governor, and then the PDP people, party took over, and then Audu wanted to come back and he died, and then the current governor took over. And you will see that the APC, which is in government now, by all means wants to retain power. And in that case, what happened? From what we are reading about the Kogi scenario, the candidate of the APC, we learned, is from the same local government with the government. And people are alleging that it's even his cousin. I don't know, because I wasn't there when the man was born, and then to know the family where he comes from. He said it's his cousin. So it's hereditary. That is what that narrative speaks. So power is hereditary. Then when you leave that scene and then you come to, then still speaking about the APC, it's unfortunate that my good friend, Senator Smart Adeyemi, my colleague, couldn't make it, and my former president anyway, because, and he should know when he was there as a NUJ president, in River State, we received him very well. He worked with us. So I know him very well. So it's quite unfortunate. We would have loved a journalist, a true journalist, to have taken over the realm of power, if it were possible. But unfortunately, whatever is the will of the people of Kogites, let it be. So you now go to APC, to PDP. You have Dino Melaye. Do you know a former senator and a member of the PDP? He was very visible in the Atiku campaign organization for the last election. Yes, he's okay. Let's not judge anybody by what they are, because leadership would be something. If the Kogi people feels that he is the best candidate for them, let them vote him in. Then SDP has somebody who came from APC. The SDP candidate is a revolt, an implosion within the ranks of the APC, that we are not going to agree on this charade that happened during the primaries. And that's why he went to seek solace in APC. In SDP. But look at exactly what is happening between the SDP and in Kogi State. That the campaign office of the candidate was on Sunday night burnt down. Is because of the nature of power in this part of the governor, a people's servant, because you are on the road. You have become the Alpha and the Omega. Everybody should run away. It's not done. This is not democracy, my friend. This is not democracy. In fact, as a Democrat, if they are truly Democrat, if the governor is moving, let me give you an instance. I stayed in Rwanda around 2002 to 2004. I worked in Rwanda. And sometimes when we are going on the road, you will see President Kagame's convoy passing. You know what the man does? And he sees school children at a zebra crossing wanting to cross the road. Kagame will stop his convoy. The president of a country, and asks his aide to help those children cross the road. And they will stop traffic. That shows leadership. And little wonder, what is the report of Rwanda today? I was there when Kagame transformed from a military to the civilian president. And in September 2003 was when the election was done. I covered that election. I saw a president who has the heart of the people. A leadership that has the heart of the people. That is what leadership is all about. And that is why Rwanda today is everybody's home. Everybody wants to go to Rwanda. So you cannot be a governor and you become a lion, chasing away your people because you are and then you ascribe that title to yourself. You are happy to come and tell the people that you are the lion, that the lion cannot. So roar, continue to roar. And until there is this advert that has been going on television about illegal bushmeat and all those things. So that is what now, when they set the trap for illegal bushmeat, the lion goes, it will just hook the lion, and the lion will become a bushmeat. That is what happens. So you cannot be ascribing those kind of titles to yourself. You should be a leader of the people. You should be the people's servant. You should come down from your high horse and serve the people. In fact, as the governor, if there is any crisis on the road, he should stop his convoy because he's security men, and I don't think an ordinary person will have the force, the military or the gun power to shoot the governor. That he said, I heard that report that he said that he was threatened. Yeah, they wanted to attack his convoy. If you are doing well, who will come and attack your convoy? That shows that you are sure that you are not doing well. It speaks to your inability to deliver the dividends of democracy to the people. That is why we are living in fear. That is why everybody is afraid. All of them, the president, or let me not use the president, because the president, we have to learn from experience of what happened to Murtala in February 1976. But these are the things, please, these are the things we should not. That is why they have so much convoy, they harass people, the way people are running helter-skelter every day. This is not good for democracy. This is not democracy at all. So we should, the governor and his team has to come down and serve the people. So among the candidates that are putting themselves forward, the people should look at who will serve us. We need a servant leader. As a Christian, everybody saw our Lord Jesus Christ wash the feet of this thing. Forget about the ceremonial aspect. He ate with them from the same. He was level-headed. He was down. But these people ones are so high up there that it becomes difficult for you to approach them. You can't approach them. If you write correspondence to them, they don't respond. Gone are the days. In those days, you write a letter to government house. There is somebody that will be there to receive your letter, and the governor will respond. Today, it's not the case.
Even with the Freedom of Information Act.
How many states? I think they have told you that the states will have to domicile the Freedom of Information Act. And that is against the issue, because a law that has been passed by the federal cannot be subject to another domiciliation in the state. It should apply everywhere. So the question of the quality of leadership in this country is that Nigerians, we need people who can deliver us from this mess.
Question is, how can the INEC convince Nigerians that they are still as independent as they are meant to be?
Well, we don't know if INEC will walk the talk. The question is that INEC can promise you everything, and on that day, everything will fail. We saw it happen in February. Before then, the chairman of the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, had promised us. My brother Festus Okoye, the commissioner in charge of publicity, was everywhere. And everybody looked up to the February 25th election with enthusiasm that at least this is the election that will change the narrative, change Nigeria. But what did we get? A shot in the arm. And today we are back to square one. Don't like, we go to court. It has become the slang for an electoral process. It's unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. So what do we expect? Have we changed? Have people in INEC, have they changed? Are they now born again? For us to say that, okay, that this time they will do something. The glitch that happened to the transmission of the result, have we corrected it? Have we found the technological answer to it? So won't the glitch happen? Won't ballot boxes be snatched? Won't people be killed? Won't voters be harassed? There is everything that we're seeing that is happening. It doesn't give hope to us. It's in fact very unfortunate. The story of Nigeria is very sad. It's very sad. I bleed each time and in my house or anywhere when we see what is happening in this country. The institutions are not courageous enough to stand up. In any other place that we have a glitch in the transmission of a result, you cannot continue to tell us that you have announced result, go to court. Are we not human beings? What stops us from doing the right thing? But because whatever it is, we will take it. Everybody will appeal to our conscience. Let there be peace. We don't want war. We don't want this. And because we are not ready to change, and that is why we are going down every day. And no state in this country is free from the shenanigans that we're seeing happen. So INEC must tell us, must come out clean in all spheres, on all fronts, because they can do a good election and people will praise them in Kogi. They can do a good election and people will praise them in Bayelsa. They can do a good election and people will praise them in Imo. But when it comes to 2027, we'll go back to the norm. The problem we have is that the politicians want to win election at all costs and by all means. I must retain power. APC wants to continue to retain power in Kogi. The SDP wants to take the SDP, yes, wants to the APC out of power. PDP is fighting. And at the end of the day, there is so much bulala, so much problems, which dive to insecurity. And unfortunately, because of the level of militancy awareness or in the electoral process, when they will come and shoot 2-3 shots into the air, everybody will scamper. People will run for their lives because nobody wants to die for this electoral process, for these people in power. All the people that died during the last election, it is now the burden of their families. Nobody talks about them. Nobody cares about them. They are all dead. And then the people who are there are now enjoying. So the problem is very clear. Okay, another aspect. Look at the Kogi. Power shift is one of the critical issues that is undermining, that is eating up the politics. I don't know how we will do it. They will say it's undemocratic. That it should be in our, whether it can be in our constitution, that there should be power shift between the various zones and the various regions. Because our people, we take power as royalty. So nobody wants to, and because of the nature of our temperament, our political temperament, the political temperature in Kogi today is very high. And before you know, it can explode. And if Kogi explodes, Abuja is not far. Abuja is not far because it is the major entry point into Abuja from the south. And that is why INEC must do well in Kogi election. Let people not think of power as everything. Power is transient. After a few months now, Yahya Bello will be out of power. He will be an ex-governor. He will be ex. Just like Idris is now ex. So why do you want to kill everybody because you want to retain power? Why do you want to kill everybody to die because you want to put somebody in power? Why must our people do like this? Even the people who are riding on that horse to get to power, won't they leave that power? Won't they leave that power? Today, let them ask themselves. We have seen people in government have come and gone. Individuals have occupied high political office. Today, where are they? Some of them are even begging to survive. They can't even fuel their car. Some of them don't even have cars again. All those commissioners and the ministers. So what is this in life? Everything is transient. Life itself is transient. We are pilgrims. We are just moving through. So you must not underdevelop. You must not over utilize your power to the detriment of the people. And that is what is the problem. And that is why I said, if you look at Kogi, look at Lokoja. That is a place that every traveler wants to lodge. If Lord Lugard, in his grave, his spirit rises up and he will shed tears. Say, is this the place that I lived? Is this the place that Nigeria started from? And as I said earlier, the story of Kogi is the story of Nigeria. Because that was the cradle of Nigeria. That was where Nigeria started from. The confluence and the two rivers meeting is also symbolic. And as long as we are not able to synergize all the energies that the two rivers bring for peaceful consistence, yes, then you can now imagine turbulence. Yeah, if flood comes, it starts from Kogi. Now, Lado Dam, when they will release the water, it will all gather in Kogi, and from Kogi, it begins to move to all parts of this country. That tells you that something spiritual is happening in Kogi, and until the Kogi is gotten right, it will be difficult. Because if you want, just look at it. As you come, you end up in Kogi, and from Kogi, you begin to move. You begin to move either side. It's Kogi. And so Kogi is a critical element in this district. So the election in Kogi is critical. We are not over downplaying it. It's very critical. So please, INEC, they must, as an institution, they must do everything. The security forces must do everything. When you go with all the kind of things, shenanigans that is happening, with overzealous security men. It must be this, and we must do this, we must be there. Why won't you die? One day you will die and leave that office. Today, all those people who were traversing the military, your chief of army staff, this and that, you've left the office. When the time comes, you will leave. You do your own. Play your own game. And when the time comes, you leave. It's like that in every phase of human life. If you go to the field of football, today we are talking of women's football. Yesterday we were talking of the men football in Qatar. Today we are talking of the World Cup, the women in Australia and New Zealand. After that, this set of people playing, they will all go away. Where are the JJO coaches? So that is the story of man.
Let's talk about how do we begin to make our leaders become accountable for electioneering violence. We know that if we look at it on the surface, they are not the ones really carrying it out themselves. But we know that there is an undertone, because these people that we see at the forefront have people backing them up to carry out this violence. So how do we begin to hold, perpetrators and sponsors, financiers of this violence accountable?
You see, I'll take it from this angle. What happened in Lagos 2 days ago with this Emefiele between the DSS
and the prison correctional warders.
Yeah. You see, in any other clime, by now, the whole courts in this country would shut down. By today, nobody will go to court. All the people will resist because the executive has desecrated the temple of justice. The DSS, by their action, they have desecrated the temple of justice. And judges are not safe. And how do you expect justice in an atmosphere that we saw on television? Because what we saw that played out is indirectly what is happening in our society. The man with the gun, the one who is more powerful than every other person. Gone are the days when we say that the pen is mightier than the sword. Today, the sword is the one that is mightiest. It's unfortunate. And again, the leadership, or the followership, or the people get the leadership. Who are those leaders? Are they from the moon? Are they from another planet? Are they not the same people who go to market with us? And then suddenly, you find yourself in a position of become God. So the level of leadership which we are speaking comes from the followership. Our people. It's our temperament. It's our attitude. It's our character. It speaks to our culture, to our own kind of civilization, what we think is what is important. It speaks to what is happening. It speaks to our civilization. It speaks to the black man. And that is unfortunate. Because look at the judiciary at the nation. How do you expect, where will the judges, are they from another planet? If a judge gives a judgment, won't they go and burn down his house?
So now, because of time, what should be done to make sure that we do not pervert the cause of justice in this country?
It's reorientation. As I said earlier, there must be a complete rebirth. Complete. if there is, I don't know how we will preach it. I don't know how the media can help us preach this thing. Because what we are witnessing in this country does not tell me that my children and grandchildren will have a better country. We are losing hope. I'm not sounding like I'm not painting the picture of a doomsday. No, it can change. Just like you called me yesterday and today I'm here, it can change. I didn't know this station before. So, and things, that is how life is. So what we are looking up to is that a change is possible any moment.
All right. In the next 30 seconds, what will be your call to the people and the leadership of Kogi State as they prepare for the election?
Kogi people should change for the better. The change should start from Kogi, which is the confluence, the center, the meeting point of Nigeria. So Kogi people, please help us, give us a new narrative on how elections should be done. It should be devoid of violence. Political power is not absolute. It's only God that is absolute.
Thank you so very much, boss, for that conclusion. And this is where we have to call it a close on the show today. It's been a delight having you on the show today. Thank you so very much for coming.
Thank you, listeners, for being part of this show.
Boss, this is the much we'll take in the arena today. Thank you so very much for joining us right here in the arena. Tomorrow is another day, and of course, we'll be back with something very interesting for your pleasure. Until then, I am Peace Ogenegbawe, and I am signing out of the arena. Have a splendid day. Stay bossed.